my producer. Pull from the hip, 4/5, I'm the shooter. Dog, I do ya. But the two don't discriminate, cause I shoot the guy next to ya. I can see right through.
So, Judge, so funniest thing. So I was at that game when Keith broke your record, right?
Right.
And I was sitting next to Daryl Weaver. You know who that is, right?
Yes, I do. I know.
So me and him. So I know about you, but I'm just playing around. So I'm like, hey, Daryl, how bad was the judge? He was like, man, that was the baddest motherfucker with a jerry curl. So then, and so then listen. So what? So somebody in front of me was like, even better than AC Green. Daryl looked at me and looked at him. He said, even better than that motherfucker.
Vince, introduce this new guest to our show. Go ahead, Vince.
Tonight, I gotta say I'm humbled. I'm honored. I get to introduce my big brother, bring him on to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only, the judge, Antoine Joubert. How you doing, Twan? How we feeling, baby?
I'm doing good, little bro. How you doing, Vince?
Living blessed, man. Living blessed.
Great. Yeah, man. I'm doing good, man.
It feel good to have a legend on here tonight, man. What's up, Twan?
What's up, man? Yeah, man. Thank y'all for having me on, and I'm honored to be on y'all podcast, man. Thank you, guys.
Well, I guess I'll start it off, man. The first question I have for you that I want to ask is, I know it had to be emotional, but what was your feeling when they shut the doors to Southwestern, man?
Oh man, it's been a real humbling experience. Everybody was kind of shocked, and we were trying to fight to keep it open, but we understand that they got to put the bridge and everything there, so they just shut us down. We used to play summer games in the summer and do things for kids and stuff, but they shut us down, so we just took it with a grain of salt. Kept going. We still do things, but not the basketball games.
Judge, you got to pick up your phone so we can see you.
Oh, okay. Can y'all see me? I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yeah. So we didn't. We stopped and we didn't do the stuff that we used to do. But we still do good things with the children in the summertime.
And that's all that matters. My first question for you, Judge, why Southwestern? Out of all the great PSL schools you could have went to, even putting Persian in there, why Southwestern?
Southwestern, I went because Perry Watson, he was a good friend of the family, and he had got the job, and he begged my mom for me to come, and I went there. That was the reason I went to Southwestern.
Leaving Southwestern, I know you were recruited by Michigan State, Kentucky, Indiana, but the thought was you were going to go to UCLA because of your style of play, and it was UCLA style. Why it ended up Michigan?
Well, I wanted my family and friends to be able to watch me play, and it was, Leslie Rockymore played there, Eric Turner, Roy Tarpley, Tim McCormick. I knew if I went there, I could blend in and we would have a real good team.
My question for you, is Leslie the reason why you went to Michigan?
Yes, he is.
I kind of figured that because that was your guy. Because when you came in, he was the guard, right?
Yes, we played together ever since we were little kids, and we played baseball too together. So, when he went up to school there, I'm like, I'm right behind you. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I believe when your first high school start, he was at the guard, so they started you at center. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. I was the center in high school. Yeah. In my sophomore year, Rock averaged 30 and I averaged 22.
So y'all was giving 50 every night, huh? Y'all two was coming with 50 for sure.
Every night. There wasn't no 3-point line back then. So between the two of us, we was giving them 50 every night in high
We
school.
had a little conversation about that 3-point line when we interviewed a Persian doughboy who happened to beat your record. And I told him, I said, there wasn't no 3-point line, so y'all share the record.
Keith, I love Keith. Yeah, good kid, man. And he beat my record. You know, records are meant to be broke. And unfortunately, it wasn't no line back when I played. But if it was, I don't think he would ever beat it.
So Judge, so funniest thing. So I was at that game when Keith broke your record, right?
Right.
And I was sitting next to Daryl Weaver. You know who that is, right?
Yes, I do. I know.
So me and him. So you know I know about you, but I'm just playing around. So I'm like, hey Daryl, how bad was the judge? He was like, man, that was the baddest motherfucker with a jerry curl. So then, and so then listen. So what? So somebody in front of me was like, even better than AC Green. Daryl looked at me and looked at him. He said, even better than that motherfucker.
Yeah, way better than AC Green, which is my boy, and I love AC. But
he said, but you was the man.
Yeah, AC, his hairdo was messed up. Mine was on point. I had one of the 3-day hairdos. Yeah, his was messed up, man.
Oh man. So talk about, because a lot of people, they don't know, but how big is that rivalry? We talked to Keith. How big is that rivalry, Michigan State, Michigan?
Well, that rivalry, I made it. You know, I made it what it was, what it is. You know, me and Scott Scow. You know,
I remember Scott.
Yes, right. We were real close friends, and you know, we would go and play with them all summer with Magic Johnson and Roy Tarpley, Scott, me, Sam Vincent. You know, Charles Barkley would be there. William Bedford. The guys would come, man, and play in the summertime. Excuse me, guys. And so, like my freshman and sophomore year, I beat State. And then my junior year, we were ranked #1 in the nation, and they beat us twice. And everybody was like, "Oh man!" And Scott dropped 40 on us. Yeah, he dropped 40 on us. So it wasn't that we can say, man. They beat us and blasted us fair and square, man. They kicked our butt. But we still won the Big Ten. So, you know, but the rivalry, it's a great rivalry. And to be honest, if I wouldn't have went to Michigan State was my second choice. You know, UCLA, it was too far, and I don't like traffic, and they have nothing but traffic out there. So, you know, Michigan State was my second choice. I love Michigan State. Long as they're not playing Michigan. You know, Michigan my first, and I love State second. So,
Just, so I'm gonna take it back a little bit. So you talk about Perry Watson, man. Perry Watson is probably he's in my top 5 favorite people, period. Explain how that relationship was being coached by him, and then even after you left Southwestern.
Yeah, Perry, man, he, you know, he more of a family member than a coach to me, you know, because him and my uncle played in high school together. And you know, so I wasn't gonna go to Southwestern, and when Perry got the job, he came over and spoke with my parents, and you know, so I was familiar with him. So our relationship was great from the beginning. You know, it was like, hey, we gonna win. We want to get this done. you're gonna get in that gym and work your butt off, and that's how it was, and our relationship was great. You know, we had Rock and Keith Taylor and Perry is a good coach. You know, he got our team together, and the individual, he got us where we needed to be individually. You know, and I just did what he said, and he worked my career forward for me. You know, he got me going to camps, all the top camps in the nation. He used to drive me in the Trans Am. Me, Rock, man, we'd be crushed up in a little Trans Am, you know. It used to be funny. We used to be like, man, we thinking, you know, you're going to get a cat like a rent one and stuff. He'd be like, man, y'all shut up. We going down in the Trans Am. So we be driving like 8 hours in the Trans Am. But, you know, he took us to these camps and got us exposure. You know, we got to see kids play outside of Michigan, you know, and it really helped. I think it helped Rock. I think it helped me and Keith. It helped us, you know, gain confidence and, you know, seeing players like Pat Ewing and them, you know, those guys working at the camps when we went, you know, Doc Rivers, Kenny Patterson, all those guys. It really helped us, you know. And all that's a tribute to Perry Watson. And of course, the job he done after me with like Jalen Rose and Voshawn Leonard and Howard Isley and, you know, Danny Hayes and all these guys. Man, he's got so many kids in college and helped them get their degree. And that's what it's all about. You know, Bill Jones, Anderson Hunt. I mean, I can go on and on and on, man. So Perry is one of my mentors and still is. He always come in to help me coach too. So he funny. I got to beat him golfing, man. Because he bad on the golf stick. He be killing me, you know. Yeah, so, he's real good on golf.
As good as that relationship was, and I'm just putting it, how was the relationship with Coach Frieder? Because I think a lot of the word out there was, you know, him bad mouthing you hurt the relationship with the Pistons.
It did. I don't have no relationship with Frieder, so I ain't gonna even bad mouth him. I don't do that, but off the air, we'll get into him one day.
For sure.
You know, for sure. Yeah, but our relationship, it's not bad, but it's not great, you know, so. And it wasn't great because, you know, a lot of our problem was the coaching aspect of the game. I'm used to a guy like Perry Watson and Frieder. He has his way of style, and this way of style, you know, it didn't fit for me the way I thought it should. You know, I felt I should have won at least 2 national titles in college, you know. Like my sophomore and my junior year, we should have won it for sure. You know, we lost to Villanova in '85 and they won it. And we were better than them, but they had no shot clock. So Rolly Rossolino stalled the ball game. And Frieder, he didn't make no adjustments. You know, Rock and Guard Thompson came off the bench and brought us back. So we were up 6. He take those 2 guys out the game, put back in Gary, who was 0 for 13. You know, and it's stuff like that. You roll with who going that day. I don't care if I'm not going, get me out of there, because it's about the team, you know? And he did it 2 years in a row to us. You know, he did it my sophomore and junior. Then my junior year, we lose to Iowa State, Jeff Hornacek and Jeff Greer and them, and we should have won that game. You know, we should have won both games. You know, so our relationship with Rocky after that. You know, but before that, Frida and I were good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take it back too, Judge, because I never was able to be a McDonald's All American. So I got two questions for you. So like a point one and point two. So one, explain the process of the McDonald's All American, being top 5 players in the country, playing with Kenny Smith, and then I think Winston Dwayne won MVP that year, right?
Winston Bennett did, yeah.
Yeah, and then also I asked Keith the same question. Did you think you was getting free McDonald's for the rest of your life by being a McDonald's All American?
No, I never did. Yeah, I think it was, a lot of fun, because, to play in that game, you got to be in the top 24 kids in the country. So, and it's a really fun experience. And what the reason the game is for, McDonald's helps so many kids that's handicapped and unprivileged. They take you to the Ronald McDonald House and stuff, and they let you see all these kids that they help, and it's really amazing. It brings tears to your eyes, because we don't think about stuff like that. We don't think about how many kids don't have the things that we had. We always think like, man, we had this and that, but you have your health and strength, and you're blessed. And some of these kids are sick. Some of them had cancer, had kids, things they can't control. And the Ronald McDonald's House, comes in, man, it takes care of them and give them so many things, man. And like I said, it brings tears to your eye. That was my great experience from it, and that's what I remember most. Of course, the guys, Tommy Amaker, Mark Jackson, Kenny Smith, my boys, all of them. And I would play AAU against them guys too, so it was fun. It was really fun to me.
Okay, I want to, when did the coaching bug hit you?
Well, that's on another thing. We talked about Perry, but your dad, my second dad, your dad, Vince, Mr. Charles Turner, he like another one of my mentors and idols. I had a semi-pro ABA team, and Mr. Turner, he got me into U of M Dearborn's gym. And at first I was working and Bill Jones was coaching them. I had Jimmy King, Willie Burton, Willie Mitchell. I had a really good team, and we went to the championship that year. And then the next year, Bill couldn't coach, so then I started coaching that. And I coached that for 2 years, and then the Oakland Community College job opened up. And I said, man, I'm going to try to get it, and I got it, and I've been coaching 13 years there. And I like coaching. At first, I didn't know what I was going to do when I retired. But God pointed me to helping kids, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
My next question for you is, explain that draft process when you was leaving Michigan. I can only imagine how it was. Was it what you thought it was going to be? Was it scary? Was it fun?
Well, the draft process, man, I think it was bull because I went to Portsmouth, turned it out. I went to YA and turned it out. You know, I went to camps and turned it out. And then, you know, I got a call from an important person in the NBA, a legend who's probably, you know, one of the biggest names if I told you guys, but I'm not gonna mention the name, but told me that my coach was bad mouthing me, man. You know, saying I had a bad attitude and different things, and my draft status went down, and they shouldn't have. And I think today that the way it's done, they're more open-minded, you know, than they were back then, because I came through the era when drugs was bad with like Chris Washburn from North Carolina State, William Bedford, Roy Tarpley, Lynn Bias died. It was just on and on. Guys with drugs and stuff. So the era was real bad. And like if a coach said something and he didn't say anything about me as far as that, it was just like, you know, I should have watched him because I seen him do Eric Turner like that, you know. I was a witness because Eric was a preseason All American when I entered college. He was in front of John Stockton, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was in 1983. 1984, Eric Turner was a preseason All American, best guard in the nation. You know what I mean? In college. And, you know, free to kind of forced him out of school. So, you know, it's just a lot of bad things, you know.
Well, a lot of people don't know how big you actually were playing pro ball, like in Mexico. Do you still, do you still like, you know, follow some of the, you know, other pro teams?
Oh, yeah. Man, I played 16 years. I played in Mexico, Spain, Argentina, Asia. I played in France. I played in Poland, Brazil. I've been all over, man, and it was really a blessing to see how other people live in countries and stuff, and how people, you know, in other countries there is no middle class. In third world countries, you know, it's either you got some or you don't, you know. I mean, you see kids and people walk around with no shoes on, you know, in third world countries. So it's a humbling experience, and I thank God, you know, that I got a chance to go see these places and these countries, and I won championships, and I can go back. And I've helped a lot of guys, you know, who did make the NBA get overseas, you know, and that was from my experience and the people I met through my playing days over there.
So what's the difference, Judge? What's the difference between playing in, I guess, basketball over here and playing overseas? A few of our guests we had, I always ask them that question, and I want to see if your answer is similar to theirs.
Well, the difference is here the game is just more up and down, but people that don't play here don't understand that the game is not up and down. They give you a book like a Yellow Pages, you know. So, and you got to know it. And they don't, it ain't like Vince coached and I coached, and It ain't like, they go over the plays, they teach you, they say, here, take this back to your room, and you better know where you supposed to be at the positions you play. And that's it. And you got to know it. And over in there, it's not as much up and down. It's more like college, and everybody can shoot. And that's where the NBA is going now. Even 7-footers are guards. I mean, when I played, 7-footers in America couldn't play. But when I played overseas, the 7-footers play like a guard. And so since 1990 to now, which is 30 years, and the big guys like Kevin Durant, them guys are 7 feet and they guard. So the game has changed, I wish I came through this era.
Yeah, because you could definitely shoot it. I don't know how many people know that, but you could shoot it.
Man, I would tell them cats up, some of them guys, man, because, the game has changed to my style of game. Up and down transition, just shoot it. And it's a guards game. Everybody can shoot, even the 7-footers. So I love the way the NBA game has evolved, from the way it used to be. Because even when Isaiah and them played, and when I was coming in, there wasn't no 3-pointer. So I think the 3-pointer has stretched the floor, opened up the game, and the game is fast. They attack. I love the way they play. I wish I'd have came through that era, the way they play like that, because that's my game, up and down.
Now that you are coaching, and you're a junior college coach at Oakland Community College, what is your league like? What's your toughest competition in the league?
Well, our league is ranked the toughest division in Division II junior college basketball. We have the likes of Mott, which coach Mott's coach is one of the greatest coaches to ever coach in junior college. And he has, I think, 5 national titles. I had an All American, Kevin Greer, and they flew us to Vegas. And in Vegas, they honored Steve Smith, Mott's coach, to go in the Hall of Fame. And because he has those titles. So we got him, Henry Ford's good always. Wayne is always good. With my other brother, we got Schoolcraft. At one time we had 6 schools ranked in the top 15 in the country, and we wasn't even ranked. My school wasn't ranked, so it's hard to make the playoffs, and it's hard to win that conference. You gotta be lucky. You gotta have the right players. You can't come back every year and tell them, yeah, I'm gonna win. It's really, really hard. So yeah, it took me some time, but I like it. It's fun. And the fun part is when I see the kids graduate and they call me back. I got kids work for Dan Gilbert, Rock for Mortgage. I got kids that don't started their own clothing line. Just to see them get their degrees and be success. That's the most grateful thing I can ever do, man.
So one of our favorite segment on the shows is cut, bench, start. I'm gonna give you 3 people's name, and you got to cut one, bench one, start one. You ready?
3 people name?
I'm gonna give you 3 people's name, and you got to cut one, bench one, start one.
Cut one, bench one, start one. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm gonna go Jalen Rose, Howard Isley, and Vashawn Leonard. All your Southwestern people.
Oh man, that's a hard one. If I say this, they gonna beat me up. Why don't you give me some 3 other names?
I gotta. Hey, listen to me. If you wasn't on this show, I would have put you in there as one of them. So you got to pick one of the other 3 legends.
And don't feel bad. I tell you, everybody that come on the show be sweating when they get this question.
because if either the 3 find out who I cut, they gonna beat me up. The best part that started not nothing, but that cut part, that's the one. So give me a name like let's see who I can think of. I can't say Derek or Steve, so let me think of a good name I can.
No, we got to stick with the Southwestern people, man. You got to give us listen to me. I did Ben. Listen to me. I did Benny. I say Benny. You got Magic. You got George Gervin, and you got who was about? And I said Iceman. It was George Gervin, Dave Bing, and Magic Johnson. Man, he said the same thing, but he picked.
Benny White had to pick.
So you got to pick, Judge. Give me one. Bench, start, cut.
All right, I would bench Howard. No, I would cut Howard. I would bench Bo, and I would start Jalen.
Craig, make sure you get that. You heard this 3, right?
hey, they gonna get me, man.
Okay.
Howard gonna get me, man. I love H, man. But I would bench. I would cut H. I would bench Bo. And I would start Jalen. That's what I would do.
So one of my last questions for you, man, is I got 2 more questions for you. One is, talk to us about Jacob, man. How proud are you? You know, he at Wayne State.
Man. Yeah, man. I'm proud of my son, man. That's my guy, and he did a great job coming out, man. He gonna graduate this year. And my nephew graduated last year. Jake coming out this year. You know, I don't know if he wants to play after college or what he want to do. He getting a business degree, and I was trying to talk to him about if he doesn't want to play, further his career, then to go work for one of the NBA teams. You know, because when we were young, you know, we didn't have nobody to really guide us into all the opportunities we had besides playing ball. You know, these young guys got plenty of opportunity. They can go work for a franchise or a college and work 5 or 10 years. Next thing you know, they might be a coach and at the big level. So, you know, I told them, hey, you young, you 21, you got a lot of time to make up your mind, you know. And the biggest thing I'm proud of, he's getting that degree, man. And he's all AB student, you know. And that's the most important I could ever be.
Who's the better shooter?
Between him and I?
Yeah.
Well, he always got to bow down to me on that part. but I think he a better point guard than me, you know. He can really play that point guard position, you know. And that's something that I was proud of, that I made him, because as I grew older, I learned how to play it. I didn't know how to play it at a young age. And I didn't know how important teammates were, you know, at a young age. He knew that at a young age. And I was happy that I taught him that. You know, I didn't know how important teammates really were until like my junior year of high school, you know. And I didn't really respect it with Rock, because Rock and I had always played together. And Rock always did all the scoring, you know. So I never paid attention to how to play as a guard and stuff until really Rock left high school. And then I started respecting and understanding how to get my teammates involved and also get mine at the same time. And Jacob knew how to do that since the 6th grade. So, you know, with AAU and me being able to coach him, and telling him, hey man, you got to get your teammates involved, because I didn't have to do that until my junior year of high school.
All right, Judge, I got 2 more questions for you as well. My first question is, give me your top 5 Southwestern alumni.
Oh man, y'all get me. Oh, well, I got Anderson Hunt, Leslie Rocky Moore, does that include me or not? I won't include
No. We already know you in the top 5, so you ain't got to put yourself in there.
Okay, well, Anderson Hunt, Rocky Moore, Bill Jones, Clarence, and I got Jalen and Beauchamp Leonard and Howard Isley. Those are my guys.
So that's your top 7?
Yep.
Okay, now you know Dad gonna beat you up.
Well, I if I go to Dad, who's the all-time leading scorer,
you took that record. You beat that record.
Yeah, but he held it just as long as I held it till Keith took mine. So I give Dad, and I give also Cliff Chain Williams. You know, you got Tony Robinson, man. I can go on and on. I can give you about 25 bad players. So, you know, if you want to get the old timers in it, it's hard. It's really hard. But like Dad and Cliff Williams, Cliff Williams, he got the single game scoring record. I had 56 and his record was 63. And so Perry was like, yeah, you're gonna come out. You don't need to break his record. So he took me out. He was like, sit down. So Cliff owned that. Dad owns the all-time scoring record. I think I got that of my senior year, but it's so many, man. It's Larry Pierce, my Uncle Merle that played, Howard Hurd. Your daddy will tell you Howard Hurd could do it, man. Charlie Boo. It's a lot of great guys. So when I go back and next Stanley King, I mean, it's just, oh my God. It's just Raymond Murdoch. Raymond was awesome, played out west. I can just keep naming them, so yeah. Y'all would have to give me a bigger list.
Okay, my last question for you is gonna be, how's that golf game?
Man, when I retired, Perry, yeah, man, you got to get some golf clubs. Man, you don't play basketball no more. I said, wow, what golf? I only played once in college, so I ain't know how to play. So he like, I'm coming over to get you, and we gonna go to Carl's and all that. So he came over and picked me up. We went to Carl's, man. I got some clubs. And we went out and golfed and stuff, man. I've been golfing, but my golf game is not good as George Gervin and Perry. Them guys is good. But I'm going to get there. It might take me 10 more years, but I'm going to get there, Yeah, I want to be good like them. Yeah, that's my game, man, golf now.
And my last question for you, Judge. Who would you like to see on this podcast? And if you have some type of contact, you got to plug us with them.
I would like to see Rock on there, man.
So I thought you could get him on there. That's only a call away. That's your right-hand man's, right?
That's right. You can get Rock, and I can get probably. Y'all had DC on there yet?
No, we ain't have DC yet.
We're going to have DC on here soon.
Okay, you get DC. I can get Earl Curitan for y'all. Terry Durod. I can get a lot of guys. Yeah.
Okay. Terry Durod. That's my guy.
Yeah, they just not this summer, but before the pandemic, they named the old St. Benedict in Highland Park the Terry Durod gym.
That's big time. So yeah, you got to plug us, Judge, so we can get them on here.
Man, I got y'all. Tony Tolbert from the Poors, you know.
Yeah.
I got all them guys. I can plug you guys, man. So that's not a problem, man.
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
we appreciate you.
Yep.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. And thank you so much, guys, for having me on, man.
You the man, Judge. We appreciate you.
God bless. I love you guys. Take care now.
God bless you too, Judge.
Thank you, man.
All right, little bro. I see you. I'll be calling you in a couple of days.
All right.
All right. Okay, y'all. Take care. Bye.
Pull from the hip 4/5, I'm the shooter. Dog, I do ya. But the two don't discriminate, cause I shoot the guy next to ya.
I heard that podcast.